U.S. law enforcement killed at least 1,176 people in 2022. According to a new data analysis from the nonprofit research group Mapping Police Violence, police across the country killed an average of more than 3 people per day, or nearly 100 people every month last year, making 2022 the deadliest year on record for police violence since 2013, when experts first started tracking the killings nationwide. As the country comes to terms with the loss of yet another Black life, another Black man, our brother, Tyre Nichols, we are left to understand who he was and to try and comprehend how such senseless acts of violence continue to take place. The prominence and repetition of these types of murders continuing to happen at the hands of the police in our society demand our serious attention and prompt us to go even further beyond the surface to try to understand what it is that is making instances like this even possible and what we can do to address it. And more importantly, to heed the gravity and overall impact of the actual lives that we are losing to the people and practices that make up this unjust system. Here with us today to share some personal insight into the life of Tyre Nichols, to share some of his personal memories, as well as his thoughts about how we can best honor Tyre's legacy. We have one of his close friends of more than 13 years, Mr. Jerome Neal Jr. I am Maggie B. Nowen, and this is the Black Information Network Daily Podcast with your guest host, Q Ward.
Jerome, tell us a little bit about you, and then give us a little bit of background on how you and Tyre met, how you know him. Just a bit of background on you guys as Genesis.
Myself, I'm 31 years old. I was born and raised here in Sacramento. Been skating for about 15 years. I met Tyre 13 years ago at the skate park. Just us always going to the same skate park over and over again. Like at the beginning, I don't think we talked or anything. It was just like, people just skating. But as time goes on, we just were always there and just became just like really great friends slowly. And him and I had like a bunch in common. Like what I do for work is like camera work. Like I'm a videographer. And Tyre was a videographer himself. So we had that like huge connections with cameras. Like him and I were always ranting about cameras, saying this, saying that, showing each other videos here and there. And me and Tyre used to go like back in the day on MySpace. We used to be on MySpace every day, all night long, just sending each other videos back and forth, bro. Like that's how old our friendship is, bro. MySpace, dog. Like,
so you had Tyre in your top 8.
Tyre was in the top 24. He didn't hit the top 8, but he was in the top 24. Yes.
That's pretty cool, man. One of the first things that I think people wanted us to see, after we found out about this tragic incident with the police, was Tyre skating. So it's really, really cool that you guys' friendship was kind of born of the skate park. I think that's really cool. What are some things besides skating, and even you saying he's a videographer was something that, I learned, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners will learn from this conversation. What are some other things that you think people will be surprised to know about Brother Tyre?
I think people, and everybody's saying this, but Tyre was just like a really nice person, like extremely humble dude. Like he's almost surprisingly too nice. So I think some people are kind of at like running into Tyre, and him being as unique and as extraordinary as he is. Like he isn't like trying to think of a way to put it. I'm just gonna say what my first was. He isn't like the typical, Black kid. He wasn't like, listening to the rap music all day long. He wasn't he was just very unique, bro. He's just very unique, very different. And I feel like people would just look at him and be like, what the or what, bro? How do you exist the way you exist, dog? Like the music you listen to, the clothes you wear, like, bro, you are in a league of your own, like super just unique, bro. Like that was his specialty. That's his own man.
That's important to hear you say. Something that typically happens in cases like this is that police departments and media outlets try to introduce a criminal element to victims of these kind of crimes, I think they feel it will decrease empathy. It will decrease the negative response of outrage from people after they hear about these stories and see these videos, if they try to make the person less human and less kind and more criminal. So I think it's really important for you to point out just how much of a light Tyre was, just how unique he was, just how unusually nice he was. I think it's important that a lot of people know that. And luckily, from what I've seen, they haven't had a chance to try to spin that negative narrative on him. A lot of what we've seen has been, videos and photos of him just smiling, skating, and being a kind person, even to what appears to be strangers in some of the photos. So, thank you for highlighting that and bringing that to the audience's attention. In your experience with him, had he had any other, I was going to say notable interaction, but just interaction at all with law enforcement that you heard about that maybe, was benign or didn't go well?
No, but like us being skaters, we deal with the police all the time. They always tell us to leave a spot, go. We're not supposed to be here. We're not supposed to be there. I've never seen like give any officer any issue. No words back. Just always respectable, bro. Like the dude was so nice. He wouldn't hurt a fly, bro. He wasn't going to give anybody that type of day where you're going to argue with this man. I've never seen him argue with anybody but himself.
I want to ask this question, and I'm kind of sure I already know the answer, but have you had a chance to see the videos that surfaced?
Yeah, I had to watch them myself because I was so confused for so many days. Like me knowing Tyre, how could a possible situation happen to someone who is so golden? Like this shouldn't happen to anyone. But he was like the last person on the list that this should be happening to. And
I can't, my partner and I, we co-produce our show. Unfortunately, we have to digest content, videos, stories similar to this all the time. And even with it being people that we don't know, man, it is a very, very traumatic and very heavy lift for us. Again, someone that someone that you cared about, someone that you were a friend with, and someone that you knew already, because no one deserves it. But someone that you knew deserved it probably less than everyone else. Going into watching this video, I can't imagine the struggle that could have been or might have been for you. Are you friend? Do you guys have any other mutual friends?
Yeah, we have a lot of mutual friends for sure.
You guys have any plans to do anything to try to honor Tyre's legacy?
They had a candlelighting for Tyre 2 nights ago that I missed, unfortunately, because of just some situation at the airport. They had a candlelighting at his local skate park, Regency Skate Park in Sacramento on Saturday. So this whole week is kind of filled up with, paying our respects to Tyre.
Understood. I think that's very honorable. I think that's very important. Before I let you go, man, I want to ask you, and maybe you've even had these conversations with some of your friends, in the wake of seeing that video, because you said going in, you were confused as how could something like this happen to someone like him? How did it feel in the aftermath of that? Or how did you feel then? How do you feel now?
Bro, I watched the video about 2 times, and because I really couldn't believe what I saw. And till this day, bro, I still doesn't feel real. Like seeing, him trying to escape for his life, him being terrified, him screaming out for his mom, bro. Man, I'm Tyre in any of that energy my whole life. For the 13 years I known him, bro, I've never seen him in that frequency. So like it really just feels like a nightmare. Like it doesn't feel real. It just feels like something I just was sleeping on and then it just happened. Cause like that it shouldn't happen it just shouldn't have happened. I keep wanting to say it's not real, but I mean, he's not here no more. So like, it's real.
Yeah, I'm know that it's not just the thoughts and prayers things with us. I was hoping that this is something that could be cathartic for you, being able to say out loud to people how amazing of a brother Tyre Nichols was, to point out things about him that were unique, that someone that was a friend of his would be able to acknowledge and talk about in ways that all of us, as much as we want to lift him up, we're just not capable of. This was somebody that was close to you. So you and his mutual friends reacting the way that you are reacting and feeling the way that you feel makes sense. But you're watching an entire country respond to the loss of your friend. What does it feel like to see that level of support and that this kind of, unified outcry from, what feels like the whole country?
It's been rough, but it's also been there's a little bit of blessings in it in the end. Like, Ashley brought a whole new energy to a lot of people. Like, for his friends, for sure. Like, we all, kind of re-strengthen our friendships through Tyre. And then seeing like him all over the news, getting all these people writing me for interviews. A lot of skateboarding companies have tapped in with me, trying to make product for Tyre, just like skateboards, and they want him in their magazine. It's kind of crazy. It's all the stuff Tyre would while he isn't here. Like he's got to be up there looking at us, and he's got to be so happy to see, such a bad situation turn into something so great. Because like all his dreams are coming true right now. Like his videos are going up on websites he's been dreaming of. People he loved people he idolized are like reposting him on Instagram, talking about Tyre. Like he's all over the world. So like he's got to be happy in some sort of way due to this experience,
Yeah, it's really incredible because you don't hear a lot of stories, unfortunately, about Black skaters. So that you guys, like I said, that your friendship was born of just your joy and love for skating, and that you guys got to be friends for, over a decade, over a bond that you guys created while skating together is really cool. Hopefully, some young Black boys, young Black girls that skate are inspired by him. And I'm glad that there's some positivity coming out of this for you guys, because again, it's hard to try to imagine even how difficult it is to lose someone that you love and that you care about in this way. So, thank you for kind of letting us into this space with you. I hope that this was therapeutic. I hope that you now have some more brothers that you can reach out to, that you can lean on, and, know that this space will continue to be available for you. I appreciate you joining us again. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerome Neal Jr., thanks for your time, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you as well. I've had all these interviews, and you're the first Black person I've seen, bro. So that really made it for me, bro. I've heard one Black person really speak up about it, bro, and this is the first time I'm seeing it. So thank you, bro.
I'm Maggie B. Nowen, and today I'll leave you with this quote: "Welcome to the world through my eyes." Hey guys, my name is Tyre D. Nichols. I am an aspiring photographer. Well, I mostly do this stuff for fun, but I enjoy it very much. Photography helps me look at the world in a more creative way. It expresses me in ways I cannot write down for people. I take different types of photography, anywhere from action sports to rural photos to bodies of water, and my favorite, landscape photography. My vision is to bring my viewers deep into what I'm seeing through my eye and out through my lens. People have a story to tell. Why not capture it instead of doing the norm and writing it down or speaking it? I hope to one day let people see what I see, and to hopefully admire my work based on the quality and ideals of my work. So on that note, enjoy my page and let me know what you think. Your friend, Tyre D. Nichols, unquote. In Tyre's honor and in celebration of his beautiful Black life, let us be guided by his words and let us be committed to looking at the world in a more creative way. Moving forward beyond mad into a motivated and momentous audacity. Let us commemorate Tyre and the lives of others so senselessly taken from us, with a renewed commitment to challenging status quo, to getting in good trouble, and to collaborative and constructive action. In honor and celebration of the life and legacy of Tyre D. Nichols, let us recommit to prioritizing our creative passions, our purposes, and our whole health, and to ensuring that we are pausing regularly to catch our breath, to appreciate the scenery, to appreciate one another, and to capture life's stories and experiences in the beautiful form of photographs. This has been a production of the Black Information Network. Today's show is produced by Chris Thompson. If you have any thoughts you'd like to share, use the red microphone talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. We'd love to hear from you. While you're there, be sure to hit subscribe and download all of our episodes. Find your daily podcast host at Ramses Jaw and today's guest host at IamQWard on all social media. We look forward to your joining us tomorrow as we share our news with our voice from our perspective, right here on the Black Information Network Daily Podcast.